Well, the Lakers made a big addition on Friday, August 10th, and we have sports columnist Jim Alexander joining us. And Jim, stop me if you've heard this before, but a big man coming from Orlando to the Lakers. What's the big news today?
Well, I wouldn't say it's Shaq 2.0, but Dwight Howard becoming a Laker. And once again, the Lakers pull off a big deal and land a big fish. And how many times have we seen this before from this franchise?
So are they the clear front runner now? Do you just want to give them the golden trophy right now, or do you think could still be a work in progress? We saw Miami go through some growing pains with a number of superstars on one team.
That's going to be interesting. I don't know that you would just go ahead and give them the trophy even in the West, because Oklahoma City is still has to be considered the favorite. But bringing in Howard, it maybe doesn't improve the Lakers' speed a whole lot, but it makes it more difficult for guys like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook to attack the rim. Dwight Howard has won 3 of the last 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and he gives them a presence that Andrew Bynum, quite frankly, didn't.
Well, let's put you, Jim, in the Lakers GM shoes. Would you have traded away Andrew Bynum, a young up-and-coming big man, for an established guy like Dwight Howard, who we don't know for sure if he's going to be in Los Angeles beyond 1 year? Hopefully, the Lakers obviously made this trade because they're assuming he'll be here for the long term. But would you have done this?
Yes. Yes, I would have.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Bynum is a nice player, but I mean, in Howard, you're getting a guy who is a top 5 player and a guy who can have far more of an impact on a game and on a team than Andrew Bynum can. Plus, even with all the stuff that Howard dealt with or caused in Orlando over the last year, wanting to get out, he's still a more mature player than Bynum, and he's a more mature human being. And I think if I'm going to pay that much money and make that much of a commitment, choosing between the two, I think it's a no-brainer.
All right, so we're looking at a starting 5 of Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol, probably Metta World Peace at the small forward, Kobe, and Steve Nash. You have Anton Jamison coming off the bench. I mean, is it championship or bust? I mean, with a lineup like that, you're assuming they're going to go all the way, right?
I think with the Lakers, it is always championship or bust. This is a team that their currency is championships. I mean, they don't put division title banners up in Staples Center. And this is what management expects. This is what their fan base expects. And, that's what they're shooting for. Kobe has 2 years left, so you've got to try and keep that window open as long as you can and do everything you can to get him back in the finals and get him another shot at that 6th ring.
And Kobe, how's he going to fit in with all these superstars? He loves the ball. He loves to shoot.
He loves the ball. Well, Dwight doesn't need the ball so much. And the other superstar, Steve Nash, can do a lot of things with the ball to make other players better and get other players shots and opportunities. So I really don't see that as a problem. I mean, a lot of times you put together superstars and the first question is, they're going to need 3 basketballs, aren't they? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that with this group, there's a lot more offensive flexibility and a lot more offensive possibilities than they had last year when, quite frankly, the Lakers played boring basketball at the offensive end.
All right, Jim, so Dwight Howard's added to the mix, and a key for you is that they didn't have to ship off Pau Gasol. They still have Pau. They lost Bynum, but keeping Pau was instrumental, right, in keeping the Lakers' success going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that makes it a steal, the fact that they were able to do this without getting rid of Pau Gasol, because really having Gasol on the same floor with Nash is going to do a lot for his game. And I think if they had gotten rid of him, that just creates a big hole down low. If you've got multiple big men, you need to hold on to them.
Now, Jim, I'm not trying to rain on the Lakers' parade on this great day acquiring Dwight Howard, but there are some concerns, you said, with this acquisition.
There are. I talked about Shaq 2.0 up at the top of the segment, and Dwight Howard, like Shaq, is a not very good free thrower. So you've always got that situation late in games, the ball goes into him, they're going to hack him, what have you. He gets a defensive rebound, they're going to hack him. So that's something that the Lakers will have to deal with, but they're used to it. Chemistry, I don't think should be a factor, and I think, again, that goes back to Steve Nash because, again, he's a guy that makes everybody better. Mike Brown's ability to get the most out of this unit, to me, the jury is still out on Mike Brown as a coach. I would be more confident if, say, someone like Phil Jackson were back, but that ain't going to happen. So that's going to be a work in progress, and it'll be interesting to see how that develops. And the one other thing is he's not signed beyond this season, Howard isn't. And there's always a possibility that the Lakers are getting a rental, that he's going to play out this year, and then he's a free agent. He can sign with anybody. Two things, though. The Lakers can sign him for more than anybody else when he becomes a free agent. I think it's like $117 million would be the max contract. And the other thing, the Lakers are one of these organizations that sincerely believes, whether you consider it arrogance or not, that once a guy gets out here, they can convince him to stay. They can convince him that this is the best possible situation, a championship situation. And to be honest, I mean, they convinced him to get this far to accept a trade because early on he wasn't going to go any place but Brooklyn to play with Deron Williams. So now he's here. Now he's in that long line of centers, George Mikan, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq. So he's got an opportunity to add to his legacy and to the Lakers' legacy. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I would say the odds are that he's going to sign that big contract next summer, and that will give the Lakers something to build around when Kobe eventually retires.
Jim, I think you miss Vlade Divac in the legendary centers from Lakers past.
Well, let's put it this way. Dwight's going to be wearing number 12. That number was not retired for Vlade, and there's a reason why. I love you, Vlade, but no, you're not in that category.
All right, so maybe we'll call Los Angeles Metropolis because Superman is coming to Hollywood. I'm Pep Fernandez for Jim Alexander for the Press Enterprise and PE.com.